Akwaaaaba, my friends. Today we are back with a top 16, showcase of the last Ultimate Cup. Just to get the information out of the window, I can either say it or zoom in and showcase this beautiful website. So, event details. It was an Ultimate Cup, 10th of August 2024. It was hosted in Europe by Rate and Trade. It was online, obviously, and 77 players. The archetypes are as followed: 5 Nuemons, not a surprise. 5 Armor Vaccine, that's a surprise. 1 Mirage, 1 Imperiademon, 1 7-grade Demon Lords, 1 Fenrir, 1 3-grade Angels, and 1 Magnumon. So, you're probably wondering, what kind of website is this? Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Digigates Open. It's gonna be a website dedicated to Digimon. I mean, the name is already telling you, which provides us with a lot of tournament results. But I don't want to boom this video with information regarding this website. It's just a quick shout out and thanks for providing the decklist digital, because usually Rate and Trade gives them in pictures, which is a pain to process. Without further ado though, let me get to all those top 16 lists in a speed run. It's gonna be just a light-hearted video talking about my few cents about it. I try to talk about it in depth with the players themselves. But yep, let me quickly open 3-grade Angels. I mean, yesterday's videos pretty much explained the deck in its full length, but in short, this deck is revolving all around Dominimon being able to play out another body from his security and then protect his board with trashing security to protect him off from leaving. So there's no bouncing, no deletion, no returning to deck bottom, nothing can hurt this guy. Also, I mean, Shubo and Ace is just being able to remove outright threats like Magnumon. Revelation of Light is a pretty busted card against certain decks like Nuemon, which clears the entire board. If they don't want to attack into you, you have Underwoman Ace to forcibly trigger it. You have a lot of ways to manipulate your security, and I mean, Patamon being able to evo for free, it's a lot. But if you want to get more in-depth details on, for example, why he's choosing to play the purple Kari, watch the video. The next is Nuemon. I think this deck does not need any introduction. This deck has been topping for quite some time, so I will just talk about anything spicy. And in my opinion, Tatsuki and Nuemon package, the BT40 Nuemon, I think it cycled out a bit out of Nuemon list, at least for the people that I talked to. But it's good to see that people are choosing to use her to finish with Rush, but a lot of people are just using Louis because out of raising, Pokemon is pretty strong. But I digress. I think Nuemon is a pretty standard list. And if I talk about it in detail every time, I would be sitting here for long. Then next we have Armor Vaccine by Jake. This list should look familiar. It is almost a 1-to-1 copy of the Hanover winning decklist by Tim Schmidt. But if you didn't watch my video of that either, I got you. So this is Yellow Vaccine, but this is not your typical Yellow Vaccine Patamon out of raising into Repeatmon, into Emissary of Hope, into Repeatmon X. Nah. This is Control. So you play Angelwoman Ace, you don't play Magnangemon Ace. We play Magalo Spark, we play Heaven's Judgment, we play Welcome Ace. Why? Because minus DP during your opponent's turn. And who is not protected during their own turn at the start of the turn? That's right, Magnumon. Magnumon needs to do a few things to be unaffected while attacking, so Welcome Ace is not always doing her job. But you have a lot of ways to remove the board, and even though you don't have Revelation of Light to deal with Nuemon, Welcome Ace certainly herself is good enough to remove almost anything. So if you want to get more insight to that deck, again, the video's up, but let's move on. Next we have another Nuemon list, just a quick showcase. Nothing out of the ordinary. You're choosing to play one Louis more than you know Satsuki. You see Defexmon and just one rune mod. I think it's just ratios. I think the more interesting part is the Vavo Monzaemon being able to Digivolve instead of minus DP, but inherit is practically the same as the RBO1 Monzaemon. So again, it's a new one. I think doesn't need any further introduction. Next, we have another yellow vaccine list. This time also a bit different. I mean, it looks more standardized with Emissary of Hope, Training, Heaven Judgment. But the biggest difference, first of all, is playing 4 Nyaromon from BT15, the one that says when attacking, you can trash the top or bottom security to gain 1 memory, which will activate your Magnum for sure. So making sure that he is attacking and being unaffected, and just one Tokumon. I guess this is basically just a turbo Magnum version, if you really think about it. But also choosing to just play 2 Awakenings. I guess you don't need it if you have 6 aces that you can evo your level 4s on top and then go to Magnum on X. You also play 2 Venusmon to start off the game a bit, and Patamon as the third rookie to search your security and potentially pick up your Magnumon that you really need in hand. So I respect the list. I would personally want to know what they face, but again, I cannot interview everybody. But without further ado, let's move on. Then next we have 7 Great Demon Lords. I am a bit surprised. I mean, the gate is obvious. I'm a bit surprised to see 7 Great Demon Lord being at the top. It was a smaller tournament, but I feel like with all those aggressive decks like Numon and Yellow Vaccine that can just combo you out of, you know, they can do a lot of stuff. I guess good to him. I'm not the greatest 7 Great Demon Lord player, so I don't have a lot of insight towards the deck. The only thing that I see noteworthy, I guess, is playing the old Lucemon KS mode to just outright remove a tamer if you really need to, because with the new one they can choose to do so, or they can just trash the security and heal you by 1. But with also, I think, interesting cards for like Besamon X Antibody. Not that you're gonna evolve into him 9 out of 10 times. He's a different name, so I can see why people attack him. And then we see the Rune mode too. I mean, Rune mode doesn't, like, Rune mode is just good against Rune mode. And also Imperiamon to stall out for another turn. So yeah, I have not more to say. Also, Calling from Darkness, I guess it's standard, but being able to delete one of your own Digimon, return pieces that you want to maybe recycle for whatever reason, I guess it's good. But let's move on. Next, we have the third new one. To me, it looks pretty standard. Black base, nothing to add of majority, so no harm. I'm gonna move on. Next, we have Mirko with his top 8 Magna. Also, what's that Magnumon? Mirage Gargamon list. I don't have anything particular to add. I mean, he is playing 5x. I actually faced him in Swiss, and his reasoning was pretty simple. Playing 5x does seem counterintuitive because you want to see Pokemon, but if you play 5x, your opponent is most likely assuming you're playing Numemon or Yellow Vaccine, and then mulligan differently. And you know, playing those mind games can come in clutch. But other than that, I don't think there's any major tech in here. We see Biomon for the jamming, we have the Gaugamon for the jamming, we got the top end, we got the one-off. I think this is a pretty standard list. Besides, the one thing I need to admire is the Lanamon, the hybrid for game, or just a hybrid to get your chain going, get that Zudemon Ace counter ready to go. I think that's pretty good if it's not answered, but considering We have EX06 with a lot of minus DP, especially -4 is easy to achieve. I guess it's just a desperation play, but hey, hybrid for a game, how many times it can come up, we need to see. Next, we have my deck list. Yes, I placed 9th, sadly. I wish I would have got the top 8, but I need to give shoutouts to Henny, because that's not my list. I didn't cook this one. I asked him for a good list because I'm like, well, I need to find ways to deal with Numemon, and he said, don't worry, just go back to the old basics, get Numemon ready to go, and scratch everything else. And I was like, that's not gonna work, but this list did wonders for me, so thank you, Henny. I have nothing to add personally. It's just you go into Patamon, you go into Puppetmon, I go into Puppetmon X with Emissary of Hope. You have trainings ready to, if they want to disable you from evoing from your security by, let's say, 2 Emperors that you don't want to raise out and lose for memory. You evo in your back. You only play 8 rookies, not 8 rookies, 8 level 4s, which kinda seem low. Like it's most likely that Patamon is gonna whiff, but you don't really need to have Patamon evo from security. Usually, if you have a training on board and you just evo for 2 into a Rapidmon, it is doing the same job. Maybe not as memory efficient, but I guess. Again, shout out to Henry for providing the deck list. Next, we have Akwaaaaba. Also a deck I did not expect, I'll be honest. It was by, okay, I'm not gonna butcher his name, I'm really sorry. But in general, Akwaaaaba, even though it's without BT17, which in BT17 this deck is a menace. I mean, it showed why it can still do stuff, with the new Patamon being able to lock down the board and force other decks to not restand entirely is crazy. Also, the Dragon mode, the BT16 Dragon mode is pretty good in terms of, being a floodgate and being like, hey, if you do anything by effect, even via training, via blast or whatever, there's gonna be a fighter mode coming your way. And playing the BT12 fighter mode and BT16 fighter mode ace, I mean, yeah, you don't want to mess with that. Other than that, the low end is pretty standard. You got the XVmons and the Stingmons that gives you memory if you DNA Digivolve. You got 4 of the Demi-Vmons that give you just 1k boost if you are 2 colored or more, to just make sure that you can swing over a certain Digimon, like for example Magnamon. And yeah, with the aggression, with the speed that they can provide, they can really cheat out Lethal out of nowhere. And yeah, I also see 2 Hammersburgs. If you hit that insecurity, that also may seem, you don't want to see that. You don't want to hit that insecurity. But I have nothing else to add to this list. Again, I'm also not the biggest Akwaaaaba player, but we move on to Magnamon. Yes, Magnamon with a yellow base, Tokumon, Salamons, no Patamons, just Magnamon. And I want to say I would have loved from the bottom of my heart to have a deck profile with this guy, because Stefano Lipari, he is the guy to not mess around with, I'll be honest. But yeah, this list is all about, I'm gonna find my Magnamon, I'm gonna put my Magnamon onto the board, and with cards like Taikamiya from like, you need to imagine Taikamiya from STO1 that just gives a blanket boost for 1k, and you would be wondering, why would you ever play this? Well, Crimson Blaze is a good card. And then besides that, Awakening of the Night to go from your Liamon or Nefertariamon into your Magnamon. You got Magna Angemon Ace, Angemon Ace. I would not expect, I'll be honest, I don't even know how to explain this list without me just saying I am stunned. Also Salomon X Antibody. We live in crazy times. But yeah, he made it to the top 16. I'm sure if this, like, people are gonna ask about this, I will make sure to get an interview with him after he is available, because I'm really interested in how this deck came to be. But yeah, we continue with another Numemon list. I think it's pretty much how every other list is going. Just different splits in the Tamers, 2 Digimon Emperors. I have nothing to add personally, so let's continue with another Numemon list. Man, that's a lot of Numemon, but the only thing I got to add is the choice of using Rapidmon to potentially clear board in terms of resting anything and blitzing or pseudo blitzing. Besides that, I don't see a lot of things. I mean, Rapidmon's effect of gaining 2 memory if something dies via battle or minus DP is pretty good, but yeah, nothing to add. Then we have our lone wolf Fenrilugamon, still in its old form without Takemika, but I mean, it's showcased that, hey, if you let me cook and if I can dodge Imperiadamon, I am a strong deck. Being able to basically finish the game in one turn. Utilizing also cards like Dino Beamon to, I guess, draw quest into and then rush into another body. Himself being a new Digimon that can just swing, and then playing out another Digimon that gets rushed. Fenrilugamon spawning bodies out of nowhere. And Eiji, I mean, he's alone right now, but BT17 has this deck in a shock state, but I like SOC, not SOC, Fenriluga. Also the one of Black Gatomon, I think it's quite cute. But yeah, congrats to him. I have nothing to add of majority, so let's go to the final 2 lists, which are Tamara's Yellow Vaccine. To me, it looks like a standard Yellow Vaccine list. We're utilizing Emissary of Hope, a lot of Armor Digimon, Magnangemon as a 4th and only 1 Angemon Ace, and then actually I just noticed there's no Rapidmon choosing to just use Magnangemon. I personally like Rapidmon in Yellow Vaccine, especially if I'm playing 8 Rapids. Either way, then evoing to Rapidmon X for 1 is pretty good, but they are opting to use also a split of Yellow Memory Boost and Training to more consistently find their pieces. The X are split with 3 and 2 Tokumon and Yaramon to enable Magnamon being able to make him immune while he himself is swinging, and then Patamon we saw it in another list already, and being able to look at your security, find pieces you need, and recover 1. Also, I didn't mention it earlier, but the OG TK is also pretty good in that regard. But yeah, congrats to Tamara, and let's move on to the final list, which is from Kevin. Surprise, Yellow Vaccine, opting to use Defixmon instead of Rune Mode as their top end, with Digimon Emperor to keep Numemon in check. But other than that, you have your Armors, you have Patamon, also this time again, from Patamon to search your security to find your pieces, you have TK to search your security to find your pieces, you have Patamon to evolve from your security, you got Emissaries of Hope with Awakening to turbo into your level 6s, and yeah, nothing to add. I mean, it's an easy deck, top 16 profile. I mean, there are 2 decks that are at the top, and then the others are one-offs. So yeah, but with that said, again, if you want to check out the deck list yourself, you can find the website in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try to get this video out as soon as possible, and yeah, I can't wait to get the next tournament running, and provide there the top 16. And yeah, video regarding this website is gonna come soon. And with that said, peace.